All right, for my friends behind the red line, who's on the yellow? Whoop. Let me do this first. Awesome.
Watch your step as you enter the truck.
What do you get, friends behind the red line?
If your entire party is not fit on this truck, please do not get on this truck. We'll get you on the next available one.
Behind the line, who's closing it?
My friends on the right, please make sure to watch out for those hands, arms, feet, legs. Your doors are closing. For everyone joining me today, Jumbo, my name's Ange. I'll be your safari guide. If you look up above, you'll notice an animal spotting guide of the animals we have here out on the reserve. Asante San Award. We'll start off on our journey by saying Twinde. Twinde does mean let's go. Before we get started, we're going to go over a couple of rules. Please make sure to keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times. If any animal comes close, please don't try and touch them for your safety and their safety as well. Please don't shout out to the animals or make any noise at them to try and get their attention, including kissing, whistling, or barking noises. Please do not lift those children up like the scene from The Lion King. You are not Rafiki, your child is not Simba. They are more than welcome to sit in your lap, but they just need to stay in your lap throughout the entire ride. Please make sure to keep a good hold on to all those belongings. If you happen to drop something, please raise your hand up like this. I'm going to raise my hand up as well until the entire drop, because we're all going to wave bye to the item. Unfortunately, we cannot stop for it. We'll try and get it back to you as soon as we can. I just can't promise you it'll look the same way as you last saw it. Please make sure there's no eating on the safari. And finally, please make sure to stay in those seats at all times, even if we're not moving. I understand sometimes hard to see those animals, however, you need to stay in those seats. These roads can get bumpy, and I want to make sure every one of you stays safe. We're going to wait here for a brief moment to get the all clear from the warden. When we do get the all clear, we'll start making our way heading into Little Turi Forest. Make sure to keep a lookout for those animals, because sometimes they do like to play hide and seek. Looks like we got that all clear. Coming up on our right hand side, all the way up in that corner, that is an okapi. At first glance, you might think it's related to a zebra because of its legs. They are related to giraffes. They share a similar skull structure as well as the same prehensile tongue. Up ahead in front of us, these are greater kudu. They are one of the tallest antelope, standing around 55 inches tall at shoulder length. Very, very shy creatures, and they like to be aware of what's around them. Males have horns, females do not, so the ones around us are ladies. And you flip all the way on your right hand side, all the way up in that corner, you'll get a better view at that okapi. Whenever an okapi gives birth, the mother will speak to the baby in only language both of them are able to understand. They can weigh up to 750 pounds, and the females are slightly taller than the males. Coming up on our left-hand side, we have a black rhino. Black rhinos can weigh up to 3,000 pounds. They don't have the best eyesight, but they do have a good sense of smell as well as hearing. There are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the population due to them being poached for their horns. A lot of people believe their horns hold medicinal properties, but it is made out of keratin, which is just like your fingernails. Countries such as Vietnam and China are helping spread awareness for the rhino poaching crisis by spreading across informational campaigns. On both your left and your right, you can see some bongos. Their curved horns allow them to quickly move throughout the bushes without getting tangled up in them. And the white stripes on their coat help them appear as almost invisible whenever they hide behind a bush and the sun hits them the right way. They are given the nickname Ghosts of the Forest because they can be shy animals and they do like to hide. And looking on your left hand side, all the way in the back, those birds are saddle-billed stork. It might not look like it from here, but those birds stand at 5 feet tall and have a wingspan of 9 feet long. Me, myself, am around 5'2", so those birds are almost as tall as me. You can tell what gender they are by looking at their eyes. Males have brown eyes, the females have yellow. Coming up at the end of Little Terry Forest is Safi River, which is where animals that thrive in aquatic areas will be. If you look over on your right hand side, you can see some hippopotamus, also known as hippos. Now if you don't see the ones on the right, don't worry, we should be able to see some more coming up ahead. Just please remember to stay in those seats. Hippos are one of the largest and most dangerous animals in Africa, being able to get up to weights of 5,000 pounds. They spend most of their time in the water to prevent themselves from getting overheated. They can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes in the water, and also fall asleep in it, because their body will naturally float back up to the surface. A group of hippos is called a bloat. Now if you look very closely on our left hand side, you'll see a little baby hippo lying on top of the snout of the bigger one. Baby hippos come out weighing at around 85 pounds when they're born. They don't swim, instead they walk and glide underneath the water. And remember to never judge a book by its cover, because hippos can outrun human. Also on our left we have some pink-backed pelican. They get their name from the pink coating they get on their back during mating season. Females pick out their mate by finding the male with the largest collection of sticks. If you look over on your left hand side, you can see some Nile crocodile. Not to be mistaken for alligators, crocodiles have a more narrow snout. Both males and females hold eggs in their mouth in order to encourage them to hatch. They can eat up to half their body weight, with that one feeding being able to last them around a week. They also have one of the strongest jaw strengths, strong enough to crush bones. Make sure to get those cameras out and ready as we make our way heading towards the savannah. If you have a fancier camera, a setting like an action setting or a sports setting might work best, because these animals are in a free roaming area, so they don't always stay still. I try my best to stop as much as I can, however unfortunately I cannot stop for every animal. By a show of hands, is it anyone's first time here on the safari today? Any animals you're hoping to see?
Lions?
Animals here in the savannah all work together to keep their delicate ecosystem in balance, with each animal doing their part. Elephants will knock down trees, giraffes prune the underside of them, gazelle and antelope will graze the grass. We're going to be able to see a lot of different animals out here. It looks like the first ones coming up are going to be the Maasai giraffe. The name Maasai comes from the messy patches on their coat. Also, if you look over on our right hand side, you're going to see our baby giraffe that we have out here. His name is Humphrey. And he's around 5 months old, but he's probably taller than every one of us. Maasai giraffe can grow up to heights of 16 to 20 feet tall. Baby giraffes like Humphrey, they come out standing around 6 feet tall when they're born. Females will give birth standing up, giving those babies about a 6-foot drop, which allows them to get their first fresh breath of air. Similar to the okapi we saw at the beginning of the safari, the giraffe has the same prehensile tongue, which is long enough to touch its own eye. They have the same amount of vertebrae in their spine as us. Theirs are just much larger. Over on our left-hand side, we have some African wild dogs. They look cute and cuddly, but these animals have a success rate of up to 90% when it comes to hunting, by chasing their prey down in packs to the point to where the prey is exhausted, allowing each of them to have a turn at running. They are also known as painted dogs because of their unique coat patterns, no two of them being exactly alike. They don't bark like dogs though, they make a high-pitched chirpy noise. Looking down on our left-hand side, these animals with the very large horns are unholy cattle. Now the horns look heavy, but they're actually hollow on the inside. They have a honeycomb type structure, which allows their blood to circulate, which helps them stay cool in the heat. They are the only domesticated animal that we have out here on the reserve, and they're in the same family as bison and buffalo. Also on our left-hand side, all the way in the back, those are sable antelope. With the way their horns are curved backwards, it helps them defend themselves against animals like lions that try and jump on their back. The groups are led by the most dominant male, but the movements are led by the most dominant female. A group of giraffe is called a tower. They have very good eyesight, so their height does give them some help with being able to see if there are any animals that try and mess with them. One kick from a giraffe is strong enough to defend themselves against a human or a lion. They can also run up to speeds of 35 miles per hour, so they have a lot of power in those legs. You might recognize the next animal coming up on our right from the movie The Lion King. Coming up on our right hand side, we have some wildebeest. Wildebeest travel in groups traveling up to 500 to 1,000 miles around the world, taking place in something called the Great Migration. Their name in Afrikaans means wild beast, and they are also referred to as nunus, which comes from the nunu noise they make to communicate. Whenever they get scared, they start running around, not even looking where they're going. And when a group of them run around together, that is called a stampede. They will stampede for almost any reason, even if they're just excited. Coming up on our right hand side, we have an African elephant. Elephants are one of the largest land mammals. They can eat up to 300 pounds of food in one day. Elephants are led by females. The most dominant female will lead the group and show the other females how to care for their young ones. When the males get old enough, they leave the group and stick to male groups. So the one on our right is a male. They like to be solitary, but try not to stay too far away from females and babies located more near food and water. Also on our left hand side, we have some mandrills. Mandrills are one of the largest monkeys with colors in their face which are red and blue. If you look on top of that rock, you might see that little baby mandrill over there. These animals are led by the most dominant male. He will supervise the group and make sure nothing like fighting goes on. They groom each other in a way to bond. And they have sharp front teeth which they use to defend themselves. Whenever they are around other mandrills and they want to seem friendly, they like to make it look like a smile. Both mandrills and elephants suffer from habitat destruction due to the mining of coltan. Coltan can be found in devices such as phones, tablets, and laptops. Something you can do to help those animals out is whenever you go to get a new device, make sure to turn in your old one. By doing so, we can lessen the need to mine for coltan and help save those animals' homes. Other ways you can help out is whenever you go to throw away your trash, check to see if it can be recycled first. Things like soda cans and plastic bottles can be recycled. And while plastic is harmful for our environment, It's best to get as much use out of it as possible to lessen our carbon footprint the most we can. Farmers in Kenya started having issues with elephants getting into their crops, and researchers soon discovered elephants are scared of bees because of the noise that they make. So farmers started putting up bee fences around their crops to keep the elephants away without harming them, while also gaining another source of income by selling their honey. They have one of the longest ranging pregnancies when it comes to animals, lasting them between 22 to 24 months. They have blood vessels located behind their ears, which they flap in order to cool down when they're hot. They can reach weights of up to 14,000 pounds. Elephants use their trunks to feed themselves and also their water and mud on their back. In just their trunk alone, they have over 40,000 muscles, which is way more than we have in our entire body. They use mud as a natural sunblock and also protect their skin against bugs. These leafless trees that you see are called baobab trees. They remain leafless for up to 9 months in order to conserve water. Animals like elephants and giraffes take advantage of that by puncturing holes in the trunk and getting the water located inside, earning it the nickname, the Tree of Life. Coming up on our left-hand side, we have some greater flamingo. When they hatch, they come out looking like little gray fluff balls. When they get older, their feathers are white and turn pink from their shrimp brine diet that includes beta-carotene. Try and see if you can find that hidden Mickey on the left-hand side. Our group of flamingo is called a flamboyance, and they are filter feeders, which means that they won't take both water and food. Their body will separate the water and only keep the food, so they only reach weights of up to around 9 pounds. By the way, the island is the hidden Mickey. Just in case you did not see it. For anyone in school, whenever you go to get supplies, try to find some that are eco-friendly, like notebooks made out of recycled paper. Whenever you go grocery shopping, instead of using the plastic bags they have there, try and bring your own reusable bags instead. Not only are reusable bags more durable, they're also more sustainable as well. And whenever you go to pack your lunch, use a thermos instead of using juice boxes. For anyone who's into gardening, try and refrain from using pesticides that have harmful chemicals. Instead, you can look into composting and find things that naturally decompose and create your own soil. Eggshells are a good way at giving your plants nutrients if you put it in the soil along with your plants. By planting native trees and plants, you can attract more butterflies to your area. Coming up ahead, we have the Kobe Rocks, which is where the lions will be. We're gonna get a better view of them as soon as we make our way around this curve. There's a male right over there at the top. Males have a mane around the neck, while the females do not. The darker the mane, the more older the lion. Lions work in a matriarchy, meaning that they are led by females. Females go out and do the hunting, while the males, they stay at home taking care of the cubs. A group of lion is called a pride. They are nocturnal, they sleep mostly during the day and are more active at night. Their eyesight is way better at night compared to the daytime, so that ends out working out in their favor. A lion's roar can be heard over 5 miles away, but you cannot trust what those animals say because they always beat a lion. Coming up on our left-hand side, we're going to see some friends of Pumbaa, which are warthogs. Warthogs are related to domestic pigs. They can reach weights of up to around 230 pounds. Notice how they're kneeling down on their knees. Sometimes when they go to eat, they need to kneel down on their knees in order to get a better reach at their food. And that's because they have short necks. They have knee pads on their knees, which help protect them when they do that. Over on our right hand side, we have 2 different types of animals. The first one is going to be that fuzzy one all the way in the back. That is a water buck. Water buck are most commonly found near bodies of water, thus explaining their name. They secrete an oily type substance from their skin, which allows their fur to become water resistant. Also on our right hand side, we have this brown chestnut looking creature on our right. That is a bonta buck. Bonta buck are related to wildebeest. They can go without water for around a week, but when they can find water, they try and drink at least once a day. There are less than 3,000 bonta buck left in the population. They are endangered due to them being hunted for their chestnut coats. So a lot of them will live in reserves like this in order to protect them and help repopulate their species. We'll now be making our way entering my Gotti Glen, which is where the warden keeps a lookout for any poachers in the area. Another one of the warden's responsibilities is taking care of these small animals. Coming up on our left-hand side, called a Nigerian dwarf goat. And they are all fully grown, so this is as big as these goats will get. They play around in order to assert their dominance, and they produce milk that is high in nutrients and can also be turned into cheese. If you'd like to get a closer look at some animals similar to them, make sure to head down over to Rafiki's Point to Watch today and take the train that takes you to a petting zoo. The first train of the day is going to be leaving in about a couple of minutes at 9:30, so as soon as you get off this truck, you might want to head down over there if you're interested. The last train of the day will leave at 4:30. Another way you can get a closer look at some animals, you can head down over to Gorilla Falls, which is a walking trail where you might be able to see a baby gorilla. The whole trail will take about 15 minutes, and it will close at 6 o'clock today, along with another walking trail in Asia where you can see some tigers. If you'd like to go on another safari, you're always more than welcome to. No 2 safaris are the same. The animals, they make sure of that. The last truck will leave at 6:15, so make sure to get in line before then. If you saw anything today that you thought was cool, please share your experience with your friends and family in order to spread awareness for the animals here and their habitats that need help being saved. By speaking out, you'll not only be helping out the animals here, but animals all over the world, because your voice matters and it has power in it. We all have the power to change the world. It just takes some motivation to start. Now would be a great time to double check your roads and make sure you have all those belongings. Check your floor, your pocket, and your seat. You don't want to get to the front of the park and realize you forgot something. It's a long way back to Africa. If I have any wilderness explorers on board, make sure to stop by Wilderness Explorer Spot and tell them you rode the Simba 1 in order to get your next badge. Again, that is SIMBA1. Simba is the Swahili word for lion. Now before I let you guys go, I do want to teach you 2 last things that we say here at Harambe. The first thing being kwaherini. We don't like to say goodbye because that sounds a bit sad. So we replace goodbye with kwaherini, which means to go well. The last thing is asante sana, which means thank you. So asante sana, everyone, for joining me today on our adventure. Once again, my name is Ange. If you have any questions, feel more than welcome to come up to the front of the truck. Once you get off of it, my windows are literally always open.